Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to jump into the Wizard Spell Compendium, Volume 3. Toward the end of Volume 3, not in Volume 4 where I first looked for this spell. And it is Simbul Spell Sequencer. And there's two crosses there warn us this is a really powerful spell. And it's from the Forgotten Realms. The Simbul is one of the archfoes of the Red Wizards, and she's one of the 7 sisters from the Forgotten Realms. But I have allowed her spells and others from the Forgotten Realms to come over into my Greyhawk campaign, because frankly some of them are really good. In fact, that's her right there. So it is an alteration, conjuration, evocation spell. Level 7, range 0, components verbal. Casting time is 2 segments. It lasts 366 days. Area of effect is special and saving throw is none. When memorizing this spell, a wizard must select 1 to 3 other spells of 1st to 4th level. The number of spells is at the discretion of the wizard, although the maximum cannot be exceeded, and the spell can be the same type or even identical. For example, 3 fireballs. The selected magics must be cast immediately after the spell sequencer is memorized, employing the usual material components for that spell, but each casting is preceded by the word that will later unleash the spell sequencer. So if your word is crockpot, then that will unleash all the spells at once. This word forms the verbal component of the spell. When it is spoken, the sequencer is cast. The linked spells need not be by the wizard memorizing the sequencer, or even by a wizard. Priest spells can be linked to the sequencer. The linked spells have no effect till the trigger word is uttered. Then all of the linked spells take effect in the same round, one after the other, in the order in which they were cast, until all have taken effect. Spell damage is always the maximum possible, and targets are selected by the will of the sequence caster. The sequence caster must be able to see all the intended targets when the sequencer is cast. When it goes off, that means to say, it doesn't mean when it's initially cast. And the notes here, it's a unique spell known to the Simbul. What the heck does this do? Well, it gives you great offense, 1st to 4th level spells. So if you decide that you want to go ahead and cast 3 polymorph others on a target and figure that your odds favor that one time he's going to fail the saving throw, that's a good use of the spell. If you decide that you're going to trigger 3 fireballs, the fireballs will go off at a 7th level spell, so it's 14th level casting, but any 1st to 3rd level will do. Another popular one at my table is Magic Missile. So if you have 3 of those ready to go, each one is worth 4 plus 1 per level. You have, or every other level rather, you would have 7 Magic Missiles per casting. So 7 times 1 die 4 plus 1, 5, that's 35. That would be 35, 70, 105 points of damage with no saving throw, if they are, of course, subject to the magic missile damage. So this can be formidable right away. You can also have a cleric cast a Cure Disease into the spell, maybe a Cure Light Wounds, 4th level, be a Cure Serious Wounds. Any stuff like that could be cast in the spell upon your person, so you could activate it to heal yourself. And you can mix and match. If you want a Cure Disease to be in there with a Magic Missile and a Fireball, that's certainly a way to do it. At my table, I make the player character state where they're targeting the spell, and then the spell goes off. I do not make the players do nothing else in the round. Since this was already saved and ready to go, I allow them to cast this spell, finish the casting, say the magic word, and finish the casting. But I also let them, on the round, the segment the last spell goes, I allow them to do another action. And if that other action is casting another spell, that's fine. It's something that I've always allowed at my table. This spell is pretty rare. There are not many players at my table that have this. They would have to be 14th level wizard to get this spell. And I have several of those actually now that we've been playing. I've been playing D&D over 45 years. My wife and Craig have played in my campaign since '82. So my wife will be playing in my campaign 44 years next year, and she's actually been playing D&D. It'll be 45 years next year for her, and Craig's been playing even longer than that. So we do have some high-level characters, and of course our mega levels that I've talked about in the last couple of videos also have access to the spell. But again, I made this spell something that got found in a treasure hoard. This one actually, I think I had found in a magic library, kind of the Library of Gondor, where everything was disheveled and the players had to take a lot of time. And this is one of the spells I let them find, because this is actually a pretty good spell. But you can cast this guy. You can have 3 other spells, 1, 2, or 3, your choice, of up to 1st to 4th level, and then have it go off all at once. And like I said, at my table, you can take another action, and if that other action is to cast another spell, the other action would start when the last of these spells goes off, and they go off in segment. So if they started in segment 2, that was your initiative. They would activate in 2, 3, and 4, and then in 5, I would let you start doing another action. If that was just move out of the way, cast another spell, anything like that, I would allow it. But that's all I've got to say today about Simbul Spell Sequencer. Let me know what you think, if you've seen this spell at your table, and if so, how you've used it. What other spells can you use with it? You could use, and some other spells you've used with it, such as fly or anything like that, or having another caster cast it for you. So maybe you want an illusion to cover you, or maybe you want to turn invisible. These are all things that you could do with this spell with uttering the word. So let me know how you've used it. I'd be interested in finding out. Also, please take a look at the Patreon, see if you can help me out there. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Leave any comments below. Tell your friends. Let's keep growing the channel. That's all I've got for today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.